Where were the parents? Where were these parents? I don't understand that somebody so young doesn't have somebody on their side around them.
And our attitude towards life, and sometimes when life throws you things that you can't control, naturally your attitude is to be upset or to be disappointed or discouraged.
Hailey Bieber has just dropped some serious bombshells that might change everything you thought you knew about Justin Bieber's past. Having stood by his side for over a decade, through both the highs and lows, Hailey has witnessed and felt it all. But now, she's revealing some shocking truths, especially about Justin's connection to Diddy. And it's not pretty. These revelations are particularly intense because they shine a light on things Justin has been ashamed of, secrets he likely wanted to keep buried from the pressures of his early career to questionable relationships and behind-the-scenes moments. Hailey's account paints a much more complicated and disturbing picture of Justin's journey. The truth about Justin's past with Diddy may force you to see everything in a new light, with details that are more unexpected and wild than you might think. Things are getting even messier as the tangled history between Justin Bieber, Diddy, and Usher comes back into focus. A former Playboy model has also entered the fray, doubling down on claims that Diddy and his associates can't be trusted. With everything currently unfolding, it's hard to ignore how Diddy's influence over rising stars, including Justin, might have shaped his experiences. Let's take a step back. Years ago, Diddy's power in the industry was undeniable, with Usher himself revealing that he was sent to Diddy's so-called flavor camp during his teenage years. According to Usher, what he saw there was unsettling to say the least. Now, with Diddy facing allegations of sex trafficking, racketeering, and a number of other disturbing charges, there are growing concerns about how his past relationships with young artists, Justin included, may have affected them. Though Justin has never directly accused Diddy of misconduct, whispers about how the mogul may have impacted his well-being are getting louder. It's crucial to remember that Justin entered the industry as a vulnerable child star, subject to the immense pressures of fame. His connection to Diddy during those formative years only raises more questions, especially as Diddy now faces mounting legal and social scrutiny. The focus is shifting, with people now asking tough questions about what happened behind the scenes and whether Diddy's influence may have had a darker impact than we ever realized. As stories about Usher resurface and insiders continue to speak out, it feels like we're only scratching the surface. At just 15 years old, Justin Bieber, the young superstar behind Never Say Never, crossed paths with Scene Diddy Combs through his connection with Usher. It's well known that Usher, who played a pivotal role in mentoring Bieber early in his career, had also been mentored by Diddy during his own teenage years. This connection paved the way for Bieber's relationship with Diddy, a friendship that is now under intense scrutiny. Videos and photos of a teenage Bieber hanging out with the much older mogul, especially at Diddy's extravagant white parties, have resurfaced, sparking fresh questions. People are wondering why a young star like Bieber was so closely tied to an adult mogul, surrounded by a culture that, in hindsight, raises a lot of red flags. This renewed attention has also put Bieber's parents under fire, with critics accusing them of neglecting their son's well-being during such a vulnerable time. While Bieber and Usher have not been implicated in any wrongdoing, their names continue to come up whenever Diddy's past is discussed. Former Playboy model Precious Muir, who attended one of Diddy's infamous parties, has recently spoken out, adding even more fuel to the growing scrutiny surrounding the hip-hop mogul's past. In an interview with the Mirror US, Muir reflected on what she witnessed and emphasized that Justin Bieber, a teenager at the time, should have been protected. Her comments hit hard, especially considering the chaotic environment Justin was thrust into so young. Bieber's meteoric rise to fame was quick, but it's becoming increasingly clear that not enough people were looking out for his well-being behind the scenes. Muir expressed deep regret, saying she wished she could turn back time to change what happened, or even intervene at those notorious gatherings that now carry a much darker reputation. She didn't hold back when discussing her concerns about Bieber's connection to Diddy, raising unsettling implications, particularly about a young child staying over at a grown man's house. Her comments highlight the uncomfortable power dynamics in the music industry, especially when someone as influential as Diddy is involved. Muir stressed that the final say in a young star's life should always come from their parents or guardians, not from any external force, no matter how powerful or persuasive. This point is especially poignant when reflecting on Bieber's rapid rise to fame as a teenager and the environments he was exposed to under the industry's often exploitative eye. Muir also shed light on Diddy's ability to manipulate those around him, describing him as someone who was very good at convincing people to do things they probably didn't want to. This insight adds a chilling layer to the growing scrutiny surrounding Diddy's past relationships with young talent, raising the haunting question: how many decisions were made under his influence that left these young stars vulnerable? And it's not just Muir. In a recent YouTube interview with former mobster Michael Franey Night, troubling claims about Diddy were made, further casting a shadow over the mogul's career and his relationships with young stars. In his early interactions with Justin Bieber, Knight didn't hold back, implying that the Bad Boy Records mogul may have taken an unhealthy interest in Bieber during the early years of his career. Back when Justin was still a young and impressionable pop star on the rise, these comments raised many eyebrows and even more questions. Diddy's influence in the music industry at the time was immense, and his close relationships with young talent like Bieber have long been a topic of debate. However, Knight's remarks add a darker layer to this discussion, suggesting that Diddy's interest in the teenage superstar may not have been as innocent as it seemed for fans who followed Justin's journey from the very beginning. This hits differently. The idea that someone as powerful as Diddy could have exerted this kind of influence during such a vulnerable period of Justin's life is unsettling, to say the least. And with Diddy now facing serious allegations across multiple fronts, it's no surprise that people are revisiting his past and questioning everything. Knight was blunt in his assessment, saying it was the saddest thing in the world what they did to Justin Bieber. Adding, "I hate to say that because I really like Justin Bieber. I feel bad for him." Knight further alleged that Diddy's associates arranged vacations for Bieber with older men during his teenage years. He claimed that grown men would take Bieber on trips, showing pictures of Justin on Instagram with no women around, just successful adult men. "Not only is it a bad look, it's sad," Knight remarked, highlighting the disturbing nature of these alleged encounters. Earlier this year, a resurfaced video showing Diddy and rapper The Game handing Justin Bieber drinks at a party went viral. The footage sparked outrage online, with fans speculating that Justin, still a teenager at the time, may have been drugged or taken advantage of during the event. Since these revelations began to surface, Justin has noticeably pulled back from the public eye. Those close to him have noticed the heavy toll this has taken on him. Fans have pointed out how quiet and distant he's been in recent months, and according to Hailey Bieber, this is not just a coincidence. Hailey has reportedly shared that Justin has been under extreme stress, much of it stemming from the resurfacing of troubling events from his younger years. It's clear that revisiting this chapter of his life, where he was thrust into situations no teenager should have to face, has been incredibly difficult for him. The weight of these past experiences, combined with the renewed media scrutiny, has left Justin feeling distressed and overwhelmed. It's heartbreaking to reflect on how young he was when he first came into contact with such powerful industry figures. While the world saw him as a rising superstar, behind the scenes, he was still just a kid trying to navigate life now. As more revelations about Diddy come to light, it seems to have reopened wounds that Justin has spent years trying to heal. So, what do you think? Comment down below and let us know. If you liked this video, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be the first to see my next update. I post weekly videos uncovering the secrets of your favorite celebrities.